savings account for dating, or you put $100, $200, $500 a month, whatever it is in there, you should be cutting down on other things, okay? And you should know that, hey, dating's important to me. I'm not going to scrimp on this. I'm going to spend extravagantly. But at the same time, maybe I'm going to earn a little bit more by being a consultant. Or maybe I'm going to cut down on something else so that I can have a rich experience doing this.
You know, on the other side of this coin is making money.
Yeah.
Now, do you also teach them how to make money?
Yeah. That's one thing that we always forget. And we say, I can't cut and cut and cut anymore. And my take is, no, you can't. You can't out-frugal your way to being rich, right? So you got to earn more. And the easiest way is to become a consultant. This is very simple. It sounds intimidating, but if you can speak English, there's probably someone that will hire you to teach their child that, sometimes for $15, $20, $25 an hour. Right there, you have an extra $200, $500 a month. That's money you can use for investing or saving.
Fantastic. Now, you were number 9 on the bestsellers list on New York Times. You've been written up in San Francisco Chronicles, and of course, you've been going around the country. Other than Stanford, where else have you been?
Well, I'm based in San Francisco. I've been going on a pretty big media tour, which is a great experience to meet, you know, people in different cities. I've been all the West Coast. I'm now here on the East Coast, and I'm a product of Silicon Valley. So, you know, I started a tech company out there. And I'm very much, you know, a guy from the web, which is what I love, because my readers, who are typically in their 20s or 30s, they're on the web as well. So it's a great experience where we can interact. And now that I'm going on tour, I actually email them and say, hey, I'm going to be in D.C. today. Let's meet up. And it's a great experience. I get to meet people. I take little videos of them, and we get to have that real-world experience, too.
Now, other than the life history that you have told us, tell me academically what qualifies you on giving this advice?
I think the first thing is that expertise is about results.
Yeah.
It's not about, you know, how fancy words, what fancy words you can use, or even degrees. In fact, in Chapter 6, the whole chapter, I tear down this myth of financial expertise, where these guys in New York who wear fancy suits, they're supposedly experts, but they can't even beat the market. They fail to beat it 70% of the time. My area of research and study undergrad was technology and psychology. So the psychology part is really relevant to this, right? Think about money and think about dieting. They're very similar. We feel guilty that we are eating too much. We know we should go to the gym. We end up debating minutia. We talk about, if I have fiber at 11 p.m., then it's better for my diet. No, it's not. There's really two fundamental things, you know. Eat less, exercise more. With money, it's very simple as well. But what we do, you'll notice this, people complain about President Obama, bailout policy. We love to complain. That stuff has very little to do with our personal finances. The next time you hear somebody complaining, just think in your head, really? Have you actually optimized your 401k? Have you set up automated money? Or are you just complaining about something that you can't control?
Children are not being educated in handling the money. Neither are right in college either. Do you have a plan to push that arena?
Yeah, absolutely. That's something that I want to do. First is just going direct to people. And then next year, I'm really looking at getting into the education side. In the book, I spend a few pages blaming everybody. It's one of my favorite parts because, you know, you blame the education system. They don't teach us this. Government, in fact, they incent us to do the wrong things often. Private companies just try to scam us. And then us, this is the most important. We don't take the responsibility to go learn. I mean, a lot of this stuff is online and it's free. But we don't want to do it, right? It's overwhelming. We're lazy. There's all these reasons. So what I would say is the most important thing, don't hope that some education policy is going to affect you, because it's not. For the next 10 years, I guarantee that. Take control of your own money, and it's easy to complain nowadays, but you can actually do a lot, even if you earn a small income.
Give me 2 fun stories that you know where people came to you with some problems and you resolved it for them.
Actually, this just happened yesterday. So, guy writes me this long email saying that his name is Ryan. He lost his job a few months ago. Fortunately, he had saved up a year's worth of emergency funds. And he's getting very frustrated because in the city he lives, which is in the middle of America, he can't get a job. He's a Java programmer. And he writes me this long email. And I said, I just cut to the core. I said, well, what are you doing to fix it? And he said, well, I'm talking to recruiters. I'm talking to this and that. The bottom line, what I told him was, stop depending on recruiters, okay? Improve your skills and start doing personal networking. A lot of what I talk about on the site is entrepreneurship. And from that, he sent me his resume. I looked it over and gave him feedback. And from that, I had people write and say, oh, I'd be really interested in interviewing this guy. Can you send his resume to me?
Fantastic.
Why? Just because he took the initiative to send an email. Just one email. Think about what emails you could send today that would help you get a better job, right? Or even get a job at all.
You know, it's funny the way you said it. I remember one time one of my relatives came to me and said, I can't find a job. I said, come on, I'll take you with me.
Right.
And he said, no, but don't you have to apply? I said, hell with apply. We're going to knock on doors. And we're not going to stop till we get the job.
Right.
And that's something people have forgotten. Headhunters, smoke and mirrors. Personal knock on the door will get your job much faster.
I love that you're talking about really hitting the pavement. And you just ask yourself, how hard would you try to get a job? Yeah. Sitting in a room and sending one email is a good start. If that doesn't work, then what are you going to do next? And you always have to try looking at what are you going to do next. Whether it's with money, all right, so you saved up $20,000. What are you doing next? You investing it? Are you saving for something in the future? With jobs, I think it's so important not to just look at today, but make sure that people know you're good at what you do. And stay in contact with them. There's a great book that I wish I wrote. It's called Never Eat Alone. And it's about networking, which has a really dirty, sleazy connotation. But networking, when you do it right, is about helping other people. You add value to them, help people get jobs. And one day, maybe if you need something, they'll certainly help you.
That's absolutely true. And I want to thank you for coming into our studios. If there's any advice before you leave, that's your camera, center of the lens. Tell them why should they buy your book? What are they going to get out of it?
I think you have to ask yourself, we always worry about money. We are not sure what we should do. Look at your own experience over the last 1 or 2 years. Have you been making the amount of money you want? Have you been automating your money so that you can focus on the important things? If not, give it a shot. Try, even just look at the blog for free and say, does this guy have something that would help me? And I think if it does, then in 6 weeks you can get your money automatically handled for you.
Folks, 250,000 people have been to his blogs. Fantastic stories out there, and you might find yours up there. Thank you once again.
Thanks for having me.
Good luck to you.